Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Bourgeon, and welcome to another NASCAR race review. Tonight, I have the privilege to talk about the Yellowwood 5 run, yesterday's Talladega race. For starters, that race was definitely something that NASCAR needed. After how Bristol and Texas went with all the problems from safety to mechanical issues that plagued both races massively, Talladega was a fresh breath of fresh air that NASCAR really needed. It was exactly what they needed. They wanted a clean but very good race, and that's what they got. And of all the places, it came at Talladega Superspeedway. It says a lot. But yeah, the race yesterday was amazing. It felt like a classic Talladega race, a classic 2000s Talladega race. Had lots of lead changes, great racing, fun battling, aggressive blocks. It had a lot of things you'd love in a super speed race. And the best part of that, not a single big one. Not one big one. There was one multi-car incident that was early in stage one that involved drivers such as Noah Gragson, who was racing for Alex Bowman due to Bowman having concussion-like symptoms after his crash at Texas that sidelined him. Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, and Ty Gibbs. Those Burton and Gibbs had fortunately DNF'd after that crash. But drivers such as Haley and Logano stayed and, did pretty well, and Cindric as well. So, much credit to them. But yeah, after that multi-car wreck and one incident that had Corey LaJoie blown out a tire in the outside wall, besides those two incidents, a really clean and fun race followed suit. Again, the racing was like this. Lots of side-by-side racing. Very fun side-by-side racing. There wasn't really a big advantage for my lane. The inside one half could be amazing. The outside one half could be amazing. Both lanes were really, really good. I mean, there's not really much you could say. Again, both lanes were phenomenal. You could use both lanes. And by the way, for the next gen car, Talladega did amazing. The runs were big, but weren't so big that it were to cause crashes. It was just good enough, in my opinion. It was the sweet spot for the runs here at Super Speedways. It was truly the sweet spot. It was definitely a lot of fun to see. It was great racing through it. I loved it. I was at the edge of my seat during the majority of the race. It was really fun, amazing, all the above. And again, considering how Texas and Bristol went, it was exactly what NASCAR needed. It was a breath of fresh air that they really needed. Because again, imagine if we had another safety issue at Talladega. It'd be a problem in 3 consecutive races, and obviously it would cause a lot of turmoil inside NASCAR. But thankfully, Talladega came and delivered in great fashion. And another thing, the race had multiple leaders, 57 lead changes for the lead. Lots of drivers were there battling for the race lead. It was really entertaining, really good. And the stage finishes as well were really good. Stage 1 was a photo finish between Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott, about 3 wide almost, for stage 1. It was amazing. Blaney, with a big push from his Penske teammates, got around Hamlin got around him, and passed him and beat him by 9 milliseconds, 0.009 milliseconds, to beat Hamlin for stage 1. Amazing. Stage 2, it was side by side. Great racing between drivers such as Reddick, Larson, Elliott, and Suarez. Reddick, unfortunately, though, at the end, stage 2, ran out of fuel. He ran out of gas, misjudged how much fuel he had to add, and ran out of fuel. And then coming to the finish line, Chase Elliott went around the outside of Kyle Larson and beat him to get the stage 2 victory. Shout out to Justin Haley, who also ran a good race, ran a really good Super Speed race. He finished second that stage, although unfortunately his finish doesn't really show how good he did. He finished 15th in the race. But he did good. He's been known as a super speedway ace. He did good. I won't be surprised if next year he ended up winning super speedway race. But yeah, and then for the last stage, came down to Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney side by side on the last lap. During the majority of the last lap, side by side, it was beautiful. Finishes like those, a clean super speedway race with a great finish, has to be, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying things in NASCAR. Because usually nowadays in super speedway races, we think that they're going to be shit shows. They're going to be very chaotic and, well, big crashes, wrecks, flips even. We all think that could happen. But thankfully, Sunday, not the case. It was clean for the majority of the day, very competitive, very fun. You had a little bit of strategy mixed in there in the race too. And then you had a great last lap battle, great final laps, and a great finish. It was definitely an amazing race. And I don't know what else you really would have wanted. The Yellowwood 500, it was a pleasant surprise, I must say myself, because I came into Talladega thinking that, maybe the race won't be that much considering the concerns of injury, the hard hits towards the back end of the car, all that. But I was pleasantly surprised that not only the race was clean throughout, it was a clean Talladega race. No one got hurt, which was, in my opinion, the best part of the race. No one got hurt. Everybody was okay. And the fans and drivers, in my opinion, both won. No one got hurt for the drivers, and the fans got to watch a great Talladega race. When, it went both ways for what the fans wanted. And in my opinion, who isn't satisfied? Who did end up being satisfied watching this? It was a great race. Now, as for the results of the 0500, Chase Elliott won the race by 0.046, the 49th closest finish in NASCAR history. Barely beat him. Blaney barely beat him. He had the run around the top, but just this much. Not enough. As for third place, Michael McDowell, his 12th top 10 finish in 31 races. I wouldn't be surprised if McDowell would win the Charlotte Roval. In my opinion, McDowell is due for a win. He's been up front a lot of the races. He's been fast, competitive. I mean, who knows? The Roval's, McDowell's really good at road courses, so who knows? 4th for Ross Chastain, 5th for Denny Hamlin, 6th for Eric Jones. Once again, Eric Jones, so close to a super speedway win. He was actually leading the Yellowwood 500 before a caution came out due to Daniel Hemrick having his car stalled at the exit of pit road. Some people said that maybe it was a bad caution. It should never have been called. But if I remember correctly, in 2013 trucks, that wild finish had Miguel Paludo flipping over, the big one in the front stretch. Kyle Busch hit the inside wall at about a spot that maybe would have hit Daniel Hemrick. So, in my opinion, it's a great caution. And considering how NASCAR is very caring now about safety, obviously they're going to make those decisions. Eric Jones, again, 6th place. Once again, close, but that caution kind of messed him up. But, who knows if he would have won. Super speedways, a lot of things could have happened. Shout out to Todd Gilliland, who finishes 7th. Another top 10 for Todd Gilliland. He did really good today. No, he did really good yesterday at Talladega. He did really good. Ran in the top 15, top 10 almost all race long, and we're almost all top 10 finish. Definitely a lot to be proud of. And you got Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Landon Castle, and the 77 Spire Motorsports car finishes 11th. A very, very impressive finish. Not one that I expected. Castle, did really well. Definitely an applause for him. Then you got William Byron, who who finished 12th, and if I'm correct, he is still below the cut line after Talladega. He didn't collect enough stage points, and unfortunately, he's still below the cut line heading to the roll, although he is good at the roll. So, who knows? Who knows what could happen. Then you got Austin Dillon 13th, Eric Runner 14th, and Justin Haley 15th. Some notables worth mentioning: Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, a very quiet day at Talladega. You'd think he would be up there leading laps, running in the top 5, but no, not really. He wasn't really there as much around the top 10. He was there sometimes, but not a lot of the time. So, yeah, definitely a bit of an off day for Bubba Wallace when it comes to super speedways. Christopher Bell, who had that spin, if I'm correct, in stage 2 in the pits, and also he sped, so fortunately not a day Christopher Bell needed. He will be heading into the Shard Roble I'd say more in a must-win situation, although some reports, for example, from Bob Parker, said that if Bell can collect enough stage points and Cindric and Briscoe don't collect stage points, he's not necessarily in a must-win situation. So Bell would need Briscoe and Cindric to not score points, although unlikely. Briscoe and Cindric are both very good at road courses, and they've both done really well at the Shard Roll before, so it's not going to be easy for Bell. Noah Gragson, in his Hendrick Motorsports 48 car, his debut in the Hendrick Motorsports 48 car, finishes 19th, very solid. He did good. He did what he was, asked for. He ran well, did good, substituted for the injured Alex Bowman, who here in his wreck at Texas suffered the concussion-like symptoms. He was hurt. Hopefully he'll come back this weekend for the Shard Roble. Hopefully, we pray for that. Kyle Busch finished 20th. Bit of an off day for Eddie Busch. I mean, he ran their top 10 for the majority of the day, but sadly, not much, really. We can't really say much for what Rowdy did. Stenhouse finished 22nd. Keselowski finished 24th. Harvick below the top, finished around 29th, 28th. Sadly, not much. And then you got a bit of an underdog that could have a chance to win, Harrison Burton, who DNF'd unfortunately early due to the incident he suffered. So yeah, shame. But overall, again, my opinions on the race, like I already mentioned, it was a welcome surprise that Talladega not only produced a clean super speedway race, but was one of the best super speedway races of the year. Definitely, it was a really good race, highly enjoyable, fun racing. Just felt really good, really, really good. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Fun race, definitely what I love for super speedway racing. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of super speedway racing, but when it's good, like the Old 500 yesterday, it is good. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed the video, my race review, talking about the Yellowwood 500, the results, the racing, my opinions, all that. Next weekend's the Shard Roble, the last race of the round of 12, and the Shard Roble has produced banger after banger after banger after banger since its debut in 2018. So, will we see another banger this weekend? Who knows? Time will tell. But overall, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Anything that gives me support and helps me make these videos better will be highly thankful. I'd be very thankful. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and have a good night. Peace.